Welcome to Nearing Nirvana. This is episode 67 of Long Story Short. So, stoked to be here tonight. Thank you for all your pre-show comments and stuff like that. Let's start off with Daniel. That X-Men Legacy 235 last week was hella dope. Best Snake Eyes as Commando with goggles cover? ?
We'll have to do some research and get back to you on that one.
Okay, right off the bat, the book I'm thinking of is that IDW exclusive for issue 2, where it looks like it's the action figure with the fire in the background.
Yeah, that's
right off the bat. Yeah. You know, just thinking off the top of my head, that's what I thought of.
Man, I just saw that book today. Shit.
Which one?
That book, the book that Aaron's talking about.
It was. I don't even remember how you got it. If it was like just straight up an IDW like website grab, or if it was a convention thing. Yeah. I think it was a little bit of both. But I think it was for what? Snake Eyes dead whatever.
Dead again.
Or Dead Game or whatever it's called.
The Liefeld run there that he was.
Yeah, the Liefeld run, but not a Liefeld cover.
Thankfully.
Yeah. Let's see. We got a couple people joining. James Waite, Bubba, Spider Guy Murph. What's up, Murph? Mr. Cool, GT Key is here. I know he comments early. Still chilling.
We got Bruce Morris.
You sound stoked or stoned?
or both.
But how's everyone's week going so far? It's almost a weekend.
Heck yeah.
Oh man, it's been a week. Happy to be here talking about comic books though. And we got one hell of a list of books to talk about tonight, so I'm excited.
Oh wow. Check out our super fan Sunday first live show.
Hey, Da Vinci, what's going on?
So he went back to episode 1 and is watching them all so far.
Wow.
He's up to 47 and he's got 20 more to get to catch up. I know we have a few episodes in there that are like pickup videos, and I think we've done other stuff before.
Did you lose a bet to have to watch all of our shows and like that? I mean, it sounds like, you know.
Yeah, because wait, is this our second year or third year of doing this?
Second year.
Okay.
It is?
Well, I mean, like, in total time together, we've probably been podcasting for like 3 years total.
Yeah.
It feels like 1,000 years, Aaron.
Well, I mean, we meet up like at least like once or twice a week, right? Maybe sometimes 3 times. But anyways, yeah.
I thought I was a badass collector until I met all you guys. Fucking humbled the shit out of me real quick. You know, Long Short just pulls out a badass book without it bagged and boarded. Yeah, I got that. Picked it up for $1. Go sleep with yourself, Joe. You know,
it's Carter and Knife, man. You know, they sneak into stores all the time.
Those
like,
two are beasts, dude.
Criminals.
Yeah.
Not anymore. I lost my teeth.
I'm average, man.
Yeah, what are you talking about? Okay, I have a story for you, Hunter. So I saw Andy at a Houston convention, and I hadn't seen you in a while, or you know, I chat with you ever so often, and I was like, hey Andy, how's it going? Like, long time no see, blah blah blah. And I was like, hey, is Knife still terrorizing your store, or like, is he still like, you know, like stealing all your books? And he's like, yeah, Hunter's still coming in, and then, yeah.
Yeah, man, I put a lot of good stuff out of that store, man. They still, man, I need to go up there. I ain't been up there in a while. I'm pretty sure they got tons of stuff in there. They always mine collections.
Yeah, I love looking through the store. But we also want to thank our sponsors over at Cover Price. So make sure you're using the code Nirvana14 for a 30-day unlimited membership for only 99 cents. Make sure you're signed up for the text line over at Bird City Comics. You can use the code Nirvana for a 10% discount.
Hey, so if they're sponsoring us, shouldn't we get like gear and stuff like that with like Cover Price patch and
a hoodie,
a hoodie, and like, you know what I mean?
Well,
like we're sponsored, even a Little League, man. When like I was playing Little League and like the auto shop
Rent-A-Center, Mr. Gaddy's,
bail bonds.
I mean, Lucy's sent me a sticker
Oh,
to
they
add
don't-
to my base to add to my base, and then I know Laura sent me a T-shirt. My bad. Did I open a can of worms? This was like a year ago. I think she told everyone to send her shirts, message her your shirt
Yeah.
size.
She
Yeah, just message
sent
her
you a
your
T-shirt.
yeah, just
Yeah.
message her your shirt size.
I'm gonna miss you
Shirt size.
guys.
What was
I'm
the
gonna
what
miss you
was,
guys.
what was the
Episode
Steve Martin
67.
movie?
I'm gonna miss you guys.
What was the Steve Martin movie where he was in witness protection, and then he sponsored the Little League team, and they all came out and like
Oh, is that
suits
where he
and shit.
plays? He dyes his hair
yeah.
black, right?
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
a mob guy.
Yeah.
God.
And they all come out in shiny suits to play baseball. That could be us.
Yeah, that could be.
God, I know I can't think of it, but that was funny. All right.
Blue Skies, Basic Instinct.
Do you see
Doesn't
Michael
sound-
Bajel's comment? It's right up at the top.
Right at the top.
Towards the top.
Towards the top. Okay. It's his daughter's 4th birthday.
Yeah,
So-
I was just
Yeah.
I was just there. I just came from Just came
Happy
from a
birthday
party.
to your daughter, man.
Yep.
That's
Happy birthday.
Happy
So-
birthday, Bianca. I know you can hear me. I know you're up because this kid, she was at a jungle, she was like some jungle gym place
Mhm.
for hours. And then when she gets to the birthday party, she's still like bouncing off of walls. And on top of that, she had cake. And on top of that, she had donuts when I left, on top of like cheese. So she had donuts and cheese. So she's like probably still amped. So I know she's still awake.
So is it the famous like East Coast bag of cheese that I always hear? I still don't know what that is. But
Hey, real quick,
anyways.
shout out to Someday for the $10 super chat in honor of Bruce. Very
Oh,
cool. Thank you
yeah.
so much.
He must be catching up on. Oh, I forgot I was playing guitar too for super chats.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
yeah, I'll have to bring that back at some point.
Super
in time.
chat.
Yeah. So someday I will bust out my guitar again and do a thank you super chat for that $10. So you'll catch up to it eventually, like 20 episodes, 21 episodes from now. But anyways, without further delay,
All right.
we are gonna give our strong opinionated, warning before we start.
You guys are on your own, but the point is, man, this is to help you on the hunt, right? So don't go out and chase peak prices if you like these books. Just go look for them.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, yeah, especially since like they keep on showing up on the almost 10, and I'll
Yeah.
call you out on the almost 10 too.
If you show up on the almost 10, that's coincidence. It has nothing to do with anything. So, all right, let's get into it. All right, Carter, this one is all you right out of the gate.
Not really, but I just saw the cover and I'm just like, oh, that's such a delightful cover. I got no skin in this one, but
Really?
we got Sandman Universe Nightmare Country #1. So 1 in 100, Jenny Friesen. What's the origin of that last name? Does anybody know?
I don't know.
Do you
But,
think it's the artist? Do you think it's just like an artist name?
Friesen. I'm thinking it's German, but it's a gorgeous cover. I'd never noticed it up until the time that I had sent this picture to Ben, and I don't know. I just think it's gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean, this book was getting a lot of heat. It was last year, I guess, this thing came out. I mean, people say it's the best death cover. I find it hard to argue with that. I mean, it's pretty damn exceptional. So what I find interesting is it's a 1 in 100, and there's 261 graded copies on the census, which is, a pretty good amount for a 1 in 100. I mean, so I don't think. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna take it back. I don't know if there were store exclusives on this. I know DC doesn't do as many as Marvel, But regardless, people were definitely buying books to get this thing. If you're seeing almost 300 on the census for 1 in 100,
Well, this is
a year-
also in what was it that had just released on Netflix?
the show, the Sandman show.
The Sandman, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it played like this released like right before that dropped. So I think that helped it too as well.
There's a Mexican foil of this as well that doesn't fetch anywhere near these prices, but if you like the image, it's probably a pretty good value buy, I would imagine, at this point. Goes for 70, 80 bucks, maybe something like that for the Mexican foil.
I mean, I've seen this a handful of times in the wild and stuff like that. I want to say it was a pretty hefty raw price book too. But maybe I just saw it at the convention.
Yeah, I mean, I'll grab the original at the right price one day, but I may miss it. So 400 for the last 9.8 we saw, which is damn respectable.
Well, my rep on Friesen is she tends to have lifeless looking character, even though she is technically sound. She kind of tends to have lifeless looking characters, but oddly enough, Death has some. I don't know. This one looks lively to me. Oddly enough,
I think she's rectified that recently. And the next book we can talk about that one because I think it's a good example. But yeah, I like her a lot of her early Wonder Woman stuff felt lifeless at times. A lot of that stuff.
And then, and real quick, her origin, the family history, last name is French, but it can also be found in Italy and in the US.
Good to know. Good to know. So we've never spoken about this book, which I'm kind of surprised about. So this is Age of Conan. I guess that's Belit. I don't know how you pronounce number 5. This is a 1 in 25. A 1 in 25 on an issue number 5 of limited series run, 16,000. Right. Generally, stores aren't reaching to get the ratios on these books. A 9.8 sold for $450 a year ago. Only 20 of these on the census, 6 and 9.8. So a rare book. I think there's one on eBay right now asking a really, really stiff price for this. The more I look at this book, though, like it's a little suggestive. Like the way she's holding that dagger and the eye contact she's making. I don't know what Jenny was going for with this one, but it seems as though,
Yeah, it looks like somebody's package, bro.
All right, so we're gonna do a throwback question from They Call Me Bruce. So from the Dealer Flip Side days, both the Death and Belit, I don't know if I pronounced that right or not, are close to Belit. Okay, are close to the same price. Which would you rather have if you had to choose?
Sandman. Give me the Death cover.
I'm gonna go with
Sandman.
I'm gonna go with the Conan, just given that it's much rare. I know there's much more demand for the Death, but this thing is much harder to get.
Well, it's kind of that's a tough one because, like Ben said, this one's a very, very close to being a ghost, right? But the Sandman book, it's a black cover. It picks up like ticks like you wouldn't believe. The card stock on those DC books, so it's like they're both going to be tough to get in a high grade. That it's kind of like a flip of a coin, but I don't think you would lose if you went with either one of them.
No, they're both beautiful books. It's a good question, but for me, I'm just drawn to scarcity a little bit more.
Yeah,
and this thing is really, really tough on this one.
I'm gonna have to go with the Sandman book. I just there's something about it I just like. I mean, I know they reprinted with a the Mexican foil book or whatever, but to me, like, you know, the original will still probably stand the test of time a little bit longer.
Good time, yeah. I mean, that book's not going anywhere. That book will be.
So
It'll-
there's only 6 9/8 of this Belit,
yeah.
and there's only 16,000 copies. That's crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, it could also be a like there could be like people with these books in their back issue bins or whatever, and they're just not graded as well.
That's
I mean,
true.
it's not going to be a lot, but
Yeah, it's not going to be. I can't imagine. You know, this has the same number as that Sandman, but just on the margin, I think in my collection, this is the kind of book I'd like to have. Don't get me wrong, when I do find that Sandman for a good price one day, I will own it. But
until
but
that
this
day
thing
happens,
is-
right? Yeah. How about
This
you,
thing-
Knife? It's
I'm gonna take that Conan all day.
okay. I
But
mean,
it looks like she's got man hands, dude. That's kind of creeping me out too, dude. You know.
those aren't man hands, man. She's just got a good grip on that thing. That's all.
You know the sound effect that comes to mind is squirt.
but I mean, I thought it was an interesting question too. At the same time, because it's like it's a classic argument between like DC versus Marvel, as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think you'd go wrong with either one, but
Yeah, the correct answer is both. So
Yeah.
so get both if you had
everybody
to
got it wrong. Yeah.
yeah.
All right, Carter.
Yeah.
This one's you, buddy.
Okay. The first X-Men #1 Stegman variant. This is the 1 in 75.
I think that's what it said, man. It was.
Wow.
I was
Yeah.
shocked.
Wow.
Let me double check that.
Okay, it's funny because I came across this book about, I want to say about a year and a half ago for cover price.
Nice.
But here's the thing, it wasn't going for anything, so I just kind of tucked it away, didn't think about it, and then I saw a recent sale for like $20. You know what I
Raw?
mean? I'm like, yeah, raw.
Okay.
And I'm just like, oh, okay. So it got me looking at it a little bit different now. But but it's a very solid cover. Anytime you see Wolverine looking nuts, you know, it's a simple image, but it's effective. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is a 1 in 75, and it's from that 2011, 2012 time frame where, you know, these ratios are not easy to get. So this thing's a sleeper, I think.
Oh, I'm not mad at that. Okay, sweet.
I think it
Okay.
would look good with the dinosaur Stegman signature.
Yeah.
I think it is
Oh,
there. I don't
Oh,
think
it
it's
is
quite
in
as
the bottom right
pronounced.
corner. Never
Yeah.
mind. It's already there. All right.
I thought you was talking about like if you got it actually signed.
Yeah, I mean, he still signs like that too, as well.
Mhm.
But it'd be pretty cool, like especially with the blank white space and stuff like that. I'm sure it wouldn't. I wouldn't mind. And it's definitely a better Wolverine face than the Miller cover that's coming out recently.
That's definitely,
Or did that already come out? I don't
yeah,
even
that's been
care.
out for a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even care. It's out.
All right, another Venom cover. We got a lot of these to cover over the next several shows. But Journey into Mystery 633 from the amazing Stephanie Hans. This is a 1 in 50. It's amazing what some of these Venom books go for. It's fucking bonkers. But this thing sold for $900 back in 2020. 40 on the census, 16 and 9.8, and just big bucks for some of these, man. Big bucks.
Never came across this.
Yeah, I don't
It
think
was
I've ever
definitely-
seen this cover.
Yeah,
before.
it was definitely on the want list, but never came across it.
I've never seen an actual copy of this either. And there's some of these Venom books that are not even that cool looking that go for bigger money than this. We'll cover them in future shows, but I like Stephanie Hahn, so I threw this one on tonight.
I can't wait to Vaughn to like chime in, like if he starts watching live, or if he jumps in like on the rewind and says like, oh yeah, I got like 20 out of 20 of those books.
I mean, these books were so fucking hot when they came out, but but they're still impossible to get hands on to this day for most of them.
Hans, yeah, I think she's definitely
not a lot of people. Not a lot of people ordered 50 copies of Journey into Mystery. I mean, it's just
this was before the store exclusive game went crazy and all that stuff. But these Venom ones, yeah, man, tough books.
Damn, I'm just now realizing that's Kid Loki is Venom. Like after all this time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is, yeah.
But sometimes with Hans too, it's hard. Like she can get pretty abstract with her drawings and stuff like that. No, I mean, like it still looks good, but like it can get lost in the image.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
All right, Carter, this one's you, man.
Okay, Blackest Night, or is it JSA Blackest Night? Blackest Night JSA number 2. This is a Jean Ha cover featuring Power Girl, and you can tell that the guy is dead because he isn't reaching his hands a little bit lower. You know what I'm saying?
See, I thought the censors made them change that.
You know what I'm saying? You can't have Power Girl getting felt up, but you know what? The thing about Jean Ha, he does amazing work, but he doesn't get the fanfare like so many other artists do. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. I just don't feel like he does as much. Maybe if he did a little bit more work, I just feel like I don't see him doing as much.
Yeah, no one says, "Oh, you got that Jean Ha joint." Like nobody says that, and his work is gorgeous. That's the weird part. But I like this cover. I remember seeing this cover a long time ago and liking it, and this image had popped up a few days ago, and I'm just like, you know what? Let's throw it on here. I don't know what this book goes for at all. It's just a solid looking cover, you know.
There's only 5 on the census, right? Total. So we saw a sale of this back in 2014. It's been almost a decade since this book is sold.
God.
So, it's, I would imagine, some of these DC, ratios from back then are really, really tough books. So, maybe we'll see some more sales from this thing coming up here, but I just think it's probably been forgotten.
How's it going, Adam?
10 years, dude. That's nuts.
Oh, since the last sold?
Yeah.
What do you think it would sell if it was in today's market?
$1,000.
Do you think it would go that high?
I don't know. I'm throwing out a number.
It should be good. It should be worth a couple $100. I mean, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Power Girl being as popular as she is right now. So.
Alrighty.
All right.
Oh, okay. So we have Wolverine Origins number 28, second print. Does anybody remember however many years ago when this book was super hot? So this is the second print.
Yeah. This book was real tough. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was a really, really tough book to find. It felt like a miracle when I had come across a copy or two. But I figured, let's this is another one that I think has kind of, it was hot, probably not hot now. Again, I hadn't been checking prices on this, but it's probably worth revisiting.
Dude, $255, just back in November. I mean, people are still paying money for it. That's respectable.
Yeah.
That's damn respectable. I've always liked this book. I mean, this is This is sort of that era when you began to wake up to late printings.
Yes.
And
But
it's kind of a cool cover too, because it finally answers the question who won that first initial punch, right?
I mean, you got the answer right here, man. Hulk's about to smash him, man.
Yeah. It looks like he's already smashed him at least once, right?
what was there a reason why this book was it just because of the cover or because of the print run or?
I think it was both. I mean, I think the cover's badass, obviously, and I don't think it was heavily ordered. So,
So Bruce, do you still have this book?
Didn't the wasn't this page one of the interiors?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it was interior art for sure.
Yeah, because
Oh, sweet. Then claim. I'm just joking.
the cover was on the first the covers on the first prints wasn't all that, but that this one is obviously nuts,
This seems like when they had first started putting cover art on, putting interior art on the covers. This was around that time.
For later prints.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that definitely started in this era. Like I said, this era, man, it's a lot of stuff in this era that's really, really good. If you know how to dig back in this 2006, 2007, 2008, I would even throw 9 and 10. If you know how to dig in that era, if you know what series to look for, your covers, man, you can make a lot of money in back issue bins, man, because it's some stuff in there hard to find, beautiful covers.
Big time. Big time. Couldn't agree more. I mean, speaking of that, if you go to the next one, if I remember, I mean, this was another one. Now, obviously the big book from this was the first appearance of Anti-Venom, but this wraparound, I think, is, completely underappreciated, right? So this is John Romita Jr. when he was still on top of his game. And I know he gets a lot of hate, but he was, when he was at his prime, he did some amazing stuff, and he's far from it these days. But this sold just last month. I was surprised for $275. Also quite respectable. And there's more of these in the census, 130, but not even half for a 9.8. But I've always loved this book.
Yeah, I saw this like go into a Raz not too long ago, and the spots sold out like within minutes.
Really?
Yeah, I want to say it did, but I could be remembering wrong, or it might have been a while since I looked at it first and then saw it again. But it sold out. The spot sold out.
Yeah, the big one was, what was it, 568? Was that the first Anti-Venom?
I thought it was 69 for some reason.
69? It was the issue just before this one?
I want to say it was because they had that second print cover where
he's just on
Anti-Venom's like facing forward or towards the camera, I guess.
Yeah, that's a big one. The other big one in here was it the Agent Venom? What's the other? It was like 655 or something like that. The second print was another major one from.
Oh yeah, I want to say 654, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that book goes for crazy money.
Chad, so you buy 2 copies of this in a slab, and then
just put them together.
Just put them together, flip one backwards, and then they also make like frames where it's like can hold 2 slabs that are connecting covers, so it looks like it's one image as well. Just saying.
All right, let's keep the late print talk going. This is a viewer sub, so this is copy_801 on IG, who said, hey, can you guys throw this in the show? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. Supergirl #1 from 2005, Ian Churchill, 3rd printing. This is an homage to Supergirl's first appearance in Action Comics 252. A 9/8 sold for $90 back in November. 113 of these on the census, 77 and 9.8. And this is a very cool book.
You know what? I could have swore this book was gonna really take off when it came out, and it kind of doesn't go for anything really. But I don't know. It just feels like its time is coming, but it may not. But it's still a great cover.
Well,
Feels like
especially
it
with,
should be going for more, yeah.
yeah, well, especially with how popular homage covers are, and then you're also talking about like a 2005 third print on top of that.
Yeah, all of that. And then it's amazing how many times they've homaged this cover for Supergirl. As I looked this up, there's quite a few, you know, of these homages for this cover. I was surprised to see how many there were. Yeah, but a good looking book. All right. More late printing love. Invincible number 127. Second print. Only 22 copies on the census. Interestingly enough, all 22 are 9.8s. So an easy book to get a 9.8 apparently. But
sounds like a shoe-in, right?
but this is a tougher book to find. And Invincible being as collectible as it is, a good one to keep an eye open for. This one is really easy to mistake, right? So it looks identical to the first print, except for the font at the bottom, the text at the top and the bottom are in blue on the first print, and it's like purple or magenta, whatever that color is, on the second print. So an easy one for people to overlook.
Oh, that's a good tip for people digging out there. And this is probably a good time period to start picking up Invincible books again, I would assume, until like the second half of the second season starts up again.
I'll tell you this. So I've got kids, right? And my middle son, you know, whatever. But Invincible, he said, I think this is my favorite thing I've ever seen on TV. He is in love with that show.
Jeez.
I'm telling you, when they do that live action Invincible movie.
Well, that's the point. That's a good point, Hunter, because the whole, I mean, didn't they say that the whole point of this animated show was to work out the kinks to tee up a good live action? Like,
I heard from a very, very reliable source that they are going to do a live action Invincible movie. I'm not saying that it's going to be next year or anything, but it's for sure like in the works.
In the works. Nice. Do you think it would be on? So I guess would it be on Amazon then?
No, I think it's gonna go theaters, bro.
Yeah, they're probably.
Oh, it's gonna go that big. Okay.
Yeah, they're gonna put that thing in the theaters for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then it'll end up back at Amazon. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exclusive. Yeah, then it'll go back to Prime and be exclusive. But if they can find like the right art direction for that movie, like they just gonna have to make it like really wild and really high impact. Like I could see that like taking off. Like just the superhero movie that's isolated into its own thing, and you don't got to watch 100 other movies to know what's going on in the whole universe. I think that could be really big, like kind of like the Dark Knight trilogy. The reason that was so big was because it was isolated, you know, into its own universe, and you didn't have to go watch a million other movies or TV shows to know what's going on in it. So I could see a live action Invincible doing really, really well.
Yep, I think so. They just got to let it be what it is, violent and, you know, gruesome. Just let it, you know, don't cut any corners on it. Just treat the property right. So.
I tell people all the time, man, these parents don't give a fuck these day and age. They let their kids watch anything on YouTube and play any type of video game. Just make the movies raw, just like it's straight out of the comics.
Yeah.
Ooh, we got a special person in the chat. What's up, Bueller?
Wow, Bueller, what's up, man?
Hello, gentlemen. Hope the new year is treating you well. It certainly is, and hope if you're still traveling around the nation, I hope you're traveling safe and everything.
That was the most ambitious comic book endeavor I have ever heard, man. To try to hit every comic book shop in the U.S., man, I was rooting for you. I was rooting for you, man. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. All right, what do we got next? All right, Carter, this is all you, brother.
Savage Avengers #1. This is the second series. And this is a 1 in 50 variant. I don't have this book at all, but I noticed that copies for this book are really cheap. There was an auction for it that ended at like $6, and then you have $20 copies available in multitudes. So there you go, have at it.
Yeah, I love Kari Andrews. His style. He's got so many of them. Like he's got that 90s style down that he's been doing for a lot of these exclusive lately. But he's a ridiculously good artist. And yeah, this book seems way cheap for how cool it is, but maybe there's a lot of them. I don't know. I'm a big fan of the trade dress on this one and just how the character's laid out. But Kari Andrews is amazing. I just want to touch on the next book real quickly. You know, he did the cover for the next slide. Aaron, if you know, if this was a ratio variant, I mean, this is one of the best covers in recent years. I mean, this is unbelievable how good this is. I mean, this book would be going for crazy money if it wasn't open order, in my opinion. But he's ridiculously talented, and he can vary his style like few others. I mean, there's a handful of artists who can, but his range is amazing. And this is one of my favorite covers of the last couple of years. I just think it's amazing.
Just weird. I never would have thought that was Kara Andrews.
Well, and then there was that time period when DC were knocking it out of the park with their B and C covers, and they were not ratios. Like you probably remember that ninth, like when we were going over FOC and on Drunken Chat, and it was like that was our number one complaint about all those DC covers when they were trying to reinvent themselves, and they
was all open orders, which I'm a really big fan of open order. I like Marvel and I like DC doing open orders because especially now in the store variant game, the open orders, they're not affected if it's, a million freaking store variants done for a book. It's all about what people choose that they want before, FOC. And a lot of these covers, the artwork ain't out before, before FOC. So in Marvel and DC, it's a lot of variants. Like this one is just like a prime example where it's phenomenal cover art, and I would just say most of them probably went under order. So down the line, we'll probably see, when they dry up, sit in collections, things of that nature, we'll see some of these jump up in value. Not saying they're gonna be worth hundreds of dollars, but you could turn $5-6 into $20-25. That's a pretty good investment to me if you're just looking on the investing side. If not, these open orders, they cover price. Even cheaper if you can order them pre FOC, because most shops will give you a discount. So if you see an open order variant you like, it's worth picking up 2 or 3 of them. That's my logic on it.
Yeah, big time. And these were usually $1 more because of the card stock than the cover A's, which means stores are probably not just going to be stacking these on the shelves for no reason, right? So yeah, I agree. Their cover B's, DC cover B's were amazing, and I still grab all of them when I'm out digging in the dollar bins. I grab every single one I see, if they're in decent shape. So
I was thinking if this were just a 1 in 10 variant, that would help.
Yeah, big time. I mean, I love this cover, but James, yeah, that Amazing Fantasy 3 that Kari Andrews did, And it is Kari. He jokes that it rhymes with Atari, his first name. If you've ever seen like an interview with him or something. So, yeah, that cover is amazing. I was just like digging through some books this weekend and pulled that one aside. I love that one. It's a beautiful book. We should feature it on a future show. Doesn't go for anything, but it's badass. So.
And we do cover bangers, so that would fall in that category.
All right. So we have referenced this book on the show many times, I feel like, but we've never actually covered it.
Oh, really? That's kind of interesting.
It's come up in the conversation about Peach Momoko. I don't know how many times, we talk about, some of her best work.
It's on every show I'm on, so.
So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 100, Peach Momoko variant. I know people have a lot of feelings about Peach one way or the other. It's hard to argue that this one isn't spectacular. It was limited to 250 from Ultimate Comics. A 10.0 went for $2,700 on this book, which is kind of bananas. It's a heavily graded book given its print run, 153 on the census, 137 and 9.8. But just a cool book that we have talked about but never actually featured.
I know there's 9/9s and 10s that exist as well on the census. So just be aware of that. I mean, I know we see the high sell of 2,700 for a 10, but there's more than just that 110.
Yeah, I forget what it was. It was like 2 10s and like 3 or 4 9/9s, maybe, or something like that.
That sounds probably about right.
Something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly haven't checked the census in a long time. Like probably when I got mine graded, there was probably only double digits graded.
For me, her best is still the Ghost Spider number 2 for my money, but I have a lot of respect for this one.
So I had both of those at one point in time, and I was debating between like, do I sell the Ghost Spider one or do I sell this one? And this one won it out for me because Turtles has always been a big part of my life ever since I was little. I love the traditional Japanese, movie poster style look, or even like art print from back then. So it checked a lot of boxes for me.
It's not April there with her hand on her hip, from taking a shot from behind, as Stein would say.
An ass shot.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I guess, yeah. I mean, that is a good point there. But
anyway, yeah. Anyways, a really badass book. I want one, but I don't think I'm getting one anytime soon.
I wish I had bought extra when they were $50 a piece.
Yeah, seriously.
But had that Ghost Spider 9.8, used it in a trade for the Del Auto X23. I think I feel like you got the better end in that deal.
It's a good trade, man. Particularly, how much you love X23. I think that's perfectly reasonable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I ended up selling my Ghost Spider, but
you had a 9. Was yours a 9.6 on that, Aaron?
Yeah, it was a 9.6, and I got it for a really decent price, and I sold it for probably 2 times what I paid for it.
All right, here's a fun book to dig for. Roger Rabbit number 12. This is from Walt Disney Comics from 1991. A 9.8 sold just this year for just over $400. 6 on the census, 2 and 9.8. And people love that Jessica Rabbit bondage shit.
In the profile view, right?
Okay, so is bondage cover on the CGC label?
Is it on the label? I don't know. It's a good question.
It'd be interesting.
Oh, there's only 6 graded, so who knows?
There are newsstands of this as well, just to be aware of.
Nice.
Newsy. All right.
Newsy bondage cover, huh?
Ooh, baby. One away from the hat trick.
What would you add, like Mark Jewelers?
Ooh, baby. Mm.
Or you could substitute also maybe possibly Canadian price variant or something like that.
Oh, what's that Vince McMahon meme? He just falls out the chair.
Oh, with the eyes.
Yeah.
I almost used this as a thumbnail. I just didn't want to get in trouble. and then I also kind of like want to low key find it.
Right.
Yeah. So that's yeah. Alrighty.
All right. Damn, this Spawn book, man. Jesus. Spawn 222. I don't think we ever covered this one, I'm pretty sure. How do you say that? Seisman Kradonsky, 1 in 50 variant. So 1 in 50 Spawn in the early 200s, man. Like, this was not a lot of Spawns being ordered at this point. It's weird. It's listed as a 1 in 50, but it also said limited to 400.
Okay.
So
yes.
So yeah, I mean, it's 1 in 50 until we sold 400 of them. I'm not sure how they managed that, to be honest with you, but regardless, it sells for a lot of money. $1,800 for this book back in August for 9.8. 95 of these on the census, 61 and 9.8, and this book was getting about just over 18,000 copies ordered at this point. Spawn has obviously a rabid fan base, and this is one of the most expensive Spawns. Never.
Yeah, well, this is in that low point of the print run and everything. So
yeah, this was the range when they were doing all of the 1 in 25 homages. This 222, was that the Venom cover? The Venom homage, his first full cover, I forget, but it was.
Yes, it is.
It was that one. Is that the one?
Yeah, the ASM 316.
Yes, ASM 316. Yeah, yeah, but that was in this era where there were a lot of 1 in 25s for those homage covers. So anybody ever come close to this book? I've never even whiffed it.
I have the homage cover in color. Like I didn't even know there was a 1 in 50. Like honestly, I thought the 1 in 25s black and whites were the highest ratio for this.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know they went any higher, but that's kind of interesting to know.
Yeah, this book is virtually impossible to find. Any bubblegum bondage covers? You know what?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
I'm gonna go through my box and I will let you know. I don't think so, but you know what? Never say never. One can dream, I suppose.
That's just too suggestive.
You might get canceled for doing a cover like that nowadays.
Seriously. All right. Southern Nightgown #1.
Mama!
This is a J. Scott Campbell variant. So I checked our slides and I didn't think we ever featured this book. And Joe corrected me, said no, we did because he went.
Well, I saw it. Now I know. Now I remember where I got it. I got it from Brian when he was selling on his
whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's only 25 of these on the census, 21 and 9.8. What I found really interesting was 21 of the 25 are signature series. So this must have been at a con or something when this book was being sold for that many to be signature series.
So no blue label 9/8s.
I think those are all blue labels. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry. No. Oh, no blue label. I don't know if all 21 were. Yeah, I'm sorry. I misunderstood what you said, Aaron.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know if all 21 were 9/8s or not.
Okay, gotcha.
I don't recall. I don't think they were. But I don't remember. But yeah, I searched the slides. We try not to feature books more than once on this show.
I mean, I could be wrong. I saw it somewhere and then I bought it.
Okay. I searched. I go through and I'm not sure. I just search all of our slides and nothing Southern Nightgown showed up. So and there's another Campbell. It's a gold version of this one too. It's another variant. It seems to be, if I just look online, easier to get, but there's no details on what the print runs or if they were limited to something. But yeah, just a cool Campbell for the Campbell fans out there. I always
freaking awesome, bro.
I think it's badass, yeah, man.
Bro, it's one of his like low key, one of his best. But we'll see his drawing. Like I picked up that Ultimate Spider-Man today, and you just like if you compare it to like 10 years ago, he just keeps getting better. I know the knock on him, he draws a lot of the girls the same, but like you look at their subtle differences and it's just like the maturity of his craft. Because at the beginning we talked about it was more cartoony, almost like Art Adams's early stuff. And then they're both kind of leveling up. If that makes sense.
I like it when he gets out of his comfort zone a little bit with Campbell. Stuff like this, a little bit more horror driven. I just think it works for him. Or at least it freshens up some of his things. When you're doing as many covers as he is or any of these guys, it's going to get repetitive a little bit because it's hard to come up with new things over and over and over again. But I thought this book was eye catching.
So Bruce, real quick, love the roses. I didn't even catch the roses at first. So
roses.
What roses?
Yeah, I was like, what roses? And it took me a while to find Waldo.
Oh yeah, nice roses.
Yeah.
Roses. What foolishness do you speak?
All right, this was Tony Fix, Blue to Green Artifacts. He goes by a lot of names. He suggested this book for the show. This is Red Wolf #1. This is a Dale Keown 1 in 25 variant. 9.8 sold for this for seems like a pretty good price of $76 back in December 2022. 40 on the census, 21 and 9.8. And this is an homage to a Wolvie book. What is this? It's an homage to something. Hulk.
Some sort of Western?
I don't know. It looks important, and I always say that, like, if you're in the back bins and like you see a book like this, it's like, I don't know what it's worth, but I'm going to pick it up because it looks important.
I've never actually seen this one digging, and I spent a lot of time looking for books. I don't remember seeing this book in the wild. I may have seen it and just didn't remember, but I don't recall ever seeing this one because I think I would have grabbed it for a fair price.
Yeah,
because it's behind that section where someone put behind Red Hulk.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a Red Hulk title, right? I think that one was still just like what, Hulk, right? Even though the Hulk is red. All right. Anyways, sorry.
Yeah, James, the Tedesco Red Wolf cover is really, really good too. I think we have talked about that Tedesco in the past, but yeah, good stuff.
The cactus is cool on this cover. Made you look.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
that was good.
Thank you. I try sometimes.
Hey, is that my picture?
This is your picture, man.
It looks nothing like you, man.
All right. Batman Arkham City #3. Okay, so the challenge is to try to find a newsie of this bad boy.
Good luck.
Mm-hmm. I don't even know how the hell I came across the one I get. I don't even know. But I saw it, and just like a really cool Harley and Joker cover is a thing to behold. and here you go.
Yeah, I like. I mean, I also like just the barrel of the gun on this, like how it's in your
Mhm.
face like that. I mean, that was really well done, I thought.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. This is a newsie I need to get on the list. You're gonna annoy the hell out of me for the next 4 years, but maybe I'll.
Right on. You know what? I totally forgot. When did this come out? It looks like 20. I want to say like what 2011 or something like that.
Nice.
Yeah, something in that time frame. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What else? Hunter, this was yours, man.
Yeah, so just another open order variant that looked like it could be a 1 in 25 or 1 in 50, man. Very, very suggestive, and I'm surprised that Marvel let this one slide because you know how close they play it to the chest. But I mean, guys, this is a very affordable book. I'm pretty sure you can get it for a cover price off of eBay. But yeah, this is just, I mean, like I said, open order is always going to be the way to go because it's not going to be over ordered. And books like this, once they dry up, you're never going to see them again. I think this came out 2023, so I say give it a year. You won't see these on eBay anymore, and if you do, they'll probably be 15, 20, 30 bucks, somewhere in that range.
Yeah, I grabbed a few of these. So the big book, there was the art germ on this one, and I think the trade dress and the Virgin were both ratios, right?
That
it was
sounds
like
right.
1 in 50 for the trade dress and a 1 in 100 for
the
Virgin. Yeah.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember, but
I think I had the 1 in 100 Virgin at one point in time.
And then I think this book was so hot they did a second print of this thing as well.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, Madeline Pryor, man, like I remember reading X-Men as a kid. The Goblin Queen, man, like goddamn, I'm with you, man. And there were a bunch of store exclusives on this book, so people could get those ratios.
And this just go under order because everything is about the ratios, man. So when you get these sweet covers like this, that's open order, I say if you like it, buy it, man, because they're gonna dry up. It's kind of like those second prints from 2006, 2007, 2008. Give it a few years, man. This stuff is just gonna dry up, and you can be like, damn, man, I shouldn't have waited on that one. I should have bought it when I saw it. I went to a few shops, and I haven't been able to find these in back issue bins. You can still get them online, but just going to local shops, I've never been able to find this book.
Or Screaming at Clouds. I saw this in the back issue bin so many times.
I've grabbed a few of them over the year, so I'm feeling good about this one. All right. There's another one of yours, Hunter.
Yeah, just childhood and I saw Virgin Variant. I don't know if y'all follow that account on Instagram, but he takes the trade dress off of a lot of books, some classics and then some that are just in random issues, but he does something to enhance the cover so the artwork looks a lot more crisp. But if you're not following Virgin Variant, you need to follow that account. But he made a version of this cover right here, and it was beautiful. But this is just one of those covers I remember seeing in a comic shop as a kid. And I remember the first few times I saw it, I thought they were like standing on the edge of a building. And then I had to kind of look at it to realize, that Archangel is flying and, Psylocke is hanging on around, his neck or whatever. And that just tripped me out the first time I recognized that as a kid. But just, man, a dope cover right here, man. And just to know that this thing is all pencils and inks makes it, that much more, that much, worth it. just from from the respect of what the time that the artist probably put in on this to get everything just right.
Yeah. The one interesting point about this book was this was when Marvel was doing the standard editions and the deluxe editions. So if you think about that Wolverine Deadpool book, when they first meet, there's those standard and deluxe. The deluxe is a lot easier to find than the standard. The deluxe is higher paper quality. So if you're out looking for this book, in the picture here, this one is the standard edition. So cover price is a little less. It doesn't have the deluxe under the, the X-Men little box in the left there. So keep an eye open for those. And there's also obviously newsstands for these. So, but yeah, look for the standard editions. If you like this one, they're a little tougher to get your hands on.
All right, and real quick, here's Virgin Variant's Instagram of the cover that Knife is talking about.
Yeah, that's nice, man.
And then he shows you what the standard version looks like. So just to give you an idea of the two back to back. But a lot of classic covers, so definitely give his IG a follow.
Oh wow! Look at that Spider-Man Punisher right there. No, one more.
Oh.
Not that one. That one. Nope.
With the circle.
Oh, okay.
Look at that, dude.
Yeah. That's it.
Bro, that's beautiful right there, man. That is beautiful. Look at that. Wow. Makes you look at that book in a different way now, man.
Yeah. It's really cool to kind of thumb through this. So
yeah, he's got a great account if you've never seen it.
And I am going to shoot that a follow. Oh, let's switch back. All right.
So this is a book you don't see very often, man. So Witchblade animated #1 from Darwin Cook. There's a chromium foil of this. There were 3 versions of this cover, 3 other versions, so 4 in total. But there's only 8 of these on the census, 5 and 9.8. There's a 9.8 on the census right now, so please nobody go and buy it. No, I take it back. I think there's a raw on the census for like $300, and I think it's the only one. But I love. I don't know something about this cover that I absolutely love. I grab the cover A's whenever I see them. But this, there's something about rare chromium foils from this era that I love, and this is a tougher one. If you go to the next slide, Aaron, we'll show all the different other covers out there. So the first one is sort of the standard cover. There's a Wizard World Chicago in the middle. And then there was a San Diego convention exclusive, a preview sketch cover all the way on the right. But yeah, just some nice work from the great Darwin Cook.
Good looking cover, man.
Anybody ever seen that foil before, that chromium foil? Carter, you ever come across that thing?
No, I don't think so. No.
I can't find any details on like what it was limited to or anything.
Dude,
like that.
I bet you Ben Stein has this. My gut tells me. He goes, "Oh yeah, I got that."
All right.
You know what I mean?
If we're gonna be betting like that, I'm gonna bet Dennis has this.
Oh, Dennis has got fucking everything. Dennis is
but the real question is if he can find it.
Yeah, but just a cool book. All right, the last book of the night. In full disclosure, I don't think this book exists. We've covered books like this before. So this is She-Hulk #1 from 2014, John Tyler Christopher. This book shows up if you look on things like, I'm not sure, it's Cover Price or Go Collect, one of the two have it. This is an elusive bubblegum cover, and I don't think they ever made it because I can't find any evidence of it anywhere in the real world. But there are pictures of it like this, but I don't think the damn thing ever came out. If anybody knows different, please let me know. I'm looking for one for my collection. Yeah, a JTC cover that never saw the light of day from what
Yeah.
I've
You,
seen.
you need to see a picture where someone's like holding it. You know what I mean? Not just like a photo stock picture or whatever.
But yeah. So, anyways, there's been a few of these books we've run on the show before. Books that were solicited but never actually produced, I guess we call them. So,
did it actually show up on like My Comic Shop or anything like that? Or
it showed up on either Go Collect or Cover Price. I can't remember which one it was.
Okay.
It's on the Marvel database.
It's in there.
Mm-hmm.
I can't find them on eBay. Like, so I went to the She-Hulk expert, Rob, right?
Mhm.
And he didn't know anything about it.
Oh dang! If he doesn't know anything about it, like, because he searches like from one point of the earth to the other end as well.
And then back, yeah.
Yeah.
So if anybody, like I said, if anybody in the chat knows anything about this, please let us know. But just put it up there for some fun.
Alrighty. And so tomorrow is Nearing Nirvana. Saturday is Saturday morning toy box with Team Nerd Herd. Monday is Cover Lovers. Tuesday is the show that started it all with Comic Book Women. Wednesday is movies and shows. And then you're back here with us on Thursdays. But you should be liked and subscribed anyways to the channel so you don't miss all the great content, even the additional content that any of the different groups drop. So just be on the lookout for that. And then we want to give a big shout out to our sponsors again over at Cover Price. Make sure you're using the code Nirvana14 for a 30-day unlimited membership for only 99 cents. Make sure Bird City hits up Joe for his t-shirt. And make sure you're using the code Nirvana for a 10% discount. And I believe that's all we have for tonight. Do y'all have any other shows coming up this week or anything you'd like to promote?
No, man, I am just looking forward to the weekend, and my dream would be on the Hot 10, but I am usually out cold before that show kicks off. But if I could, I would be on that show. But no, thank you for tuning in. Anyways, thank you for all the kind comments you guys leave us in on the rewind on the show. We appreciate it, and thanks for burning an hour with us every week.
Yep. And yeah, I will be on the Hot 10 tomorrow as long as I don't take a nap after I get out of work, because that's why I usually miss the show. It's because I'm napping. But 3-day weekend for me, so I'm pretty stoked about it. So I'll try to make as much content over the weekend as I can. All right.
All right.
Y'all have a good weekend. Happy Friday coming up for you on the East Coast, and we'll catch you next week.
Peace.
Later.